Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. 50 Cent was trolling Vivica Fox online over her alleged BBL, but I actually think 50 wants that old thing back. Stop fronting, Fifth. Claressa Shields was on Keke Palmer's podcast, and Keke asked her, Claressa, when are you gonna go after Remy? Listen, I love Keke and I love Claressa, but trust me, y'all, you don't want no problems with Remy Ma. Let's not forget she was in jail for 6 years over letting off them things. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, it's Thursday morning. I'm in a good mood. Friday is 1 day away. Let's get it. All right, I have a good show set up for you guys today. I have 2 lead stories. We also have 2 audios from Jane Doe. One saying that she was pressured by Jay-Z. The other one saying that she was pressured by Tony Busby. She said she was intimidated. Also, we'll talk Wendy Williams' guardian, Sabrina, getting a court order to finally speak on her own behalf. She says Wendy has been lying in the media, and also the judge is furious at Wendy. In quick news, we're going to talk Keke Palmer, Porsha, 50 Cent, Vivica A. Fox, Japan, and Ice Spice. As always, we're going to close out the show with comment of the day, social discussion of the day, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Thursday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Woman who accused Jay-Z of SA and R-word is heard on tape denying her own allegations. The woman who accused Jay-Z and Diddy of SA and R-word is heard on a recording stating that Jay-Z never harmed her. She also claims that her lawyer, Tony Busby, pressured her into suing Jay-Z. The woman, identified as Jane Doe, has since dropped her lawsuit against both men. All right, y'all are familiar with this. I don't have to bring you up to speed. Let's go right to the audio of her saying that Tony Busby put her up to all of this and that Jay-Z did nothing to her. Let's take a listen.
But Jay-Z, you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any acts towards you. It was strictly...
Yeah, he was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z? Busby did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
Okay, you can hear a dog barking in the back there. This is no sort of official interrogation. These are 2 people, investigators from Jay-Z's legal team at Jane Doe's house. We're going to talk about that in a second. I'm going to also give you another recording. Here is Tony Busby talking to Jane Doe, the same woman that you just heard, saying that, actually, let's just go to the tape. We'll talk about it after. Take a listen.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. They don't. I've never said that.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
All right, let's backtrack a second. If you guys remember this story, I think it was maybe about a week or 2 weeks old. It says, woman who accused Jay-Z of SA and R-word dropped her lawsuit against him, defends her allegations, claim she's terrified of him, and he intimidated her. So when this came out, I had said, I don't understand why Jay-Z is keeping his pursuit against Jane Doe. I understand the Tony Busby, although I still think it's not a great idea. But now today, they're doubling down on that and letting out this audio. In my opinion, I think this makes Jay-Z look even worse. Not saying that he looks like he's guilty, but it just, to me, makes it look like it's worse because this case is dropped. It's over. It's done with. Why is Jay-Z continuing this pursuit of this case? Now, I'm sure a bunch of you are going to say in the comment section, because he's trying to clear his name. I get it. But once you there's 48 laws of power. Like, know when you have won something. You have already won. The suit is gone. If he keeps on pursuing this, to me, he's going to start looking worse. This audio, and that's exactly what Tony Busby put out the audio after alluding to, is she's literally just saying, like, yo, there's two people that came to my door. I don't know who these two people are. I told them whatever they wanted to hear. And if you hear and you go back and play it, they're the ones asking the questions, and she's just answering like, yes, okay, sure. So to me, this doesn't prove that Jane Doe was lying to me. Now, I'm not saying if I believe her or not, but I'm saying this audio didn't make me not believe her or not, because if two people roll up to your house, you don't know what time of day it is, you know that you filed a suit under Jane Doe, and two people roll up and you're like, yo, we want to talk to you. Yeah, you might tell, if you live alone, you feel like intimidated. Yeah, you might just tell them whatever you want to hear. Did Tony Busby tell you to say this? Yep. Was Jay-Z there? Nope, he wasn't there. Whatever. You close your door, you call your lawyer and be like, yo, these two people were here. Yeah, my gosh, I had to tell them whatever I had to tell them, and et cetera, et cetera. And that's why she's saying, yo, that's the reason why I dropped the case, because I don't want no problems with Jay-Z. So there's been people in the comment section already alluding to the fact that, you know, Jay-Z's going to be intimidating to her. Jay-Z's going to pay her off. I just think these phone calls and these pursuits just keep on making Jay look bad. I think to the people that was maybe on the fence before, or maybe even on his side, the fact that he keeps on trying to do this, in my opinion, I think it makes him look worse, even to the people who believed him in the beginning. Obviously, there's some people who think, well, yes, you know, she's lying and flipping flopping, but ask yourself what you would do if two strange people came up to your door and started asking you questions when you filed a lawsuit under Jane Doe. They're not even supposed to know who you are. What would you say? So this tape, to me, my opinion, is totally irrelevant. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below about this. Hopefully we hear this is the last that we hear of this Jane Doe person, because the lawsuit is done. I am anxious to hear about the other cases. We told you, I think, on Monday's episode about Drewski and Odell Beckham. There's other cases going on, and there's obviously too, which I think people are forgetting, the criminal case that's starting against Diddy May the 5th. There's still so much that we don't know about that. We're so concentrated with Jay-Z and Jane Doe and Tony Busby. The case is over. It's done. She dropped it with prejudice. That means she cannot bring it back. So let's get back to the focus at hand, the other cases, and also Diddy's trial. I cannot wait to sink my teeth into that. May the 5th. Did I say May the 1st before? May the 5th. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about these two recordings in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Wendy Williams' Guardian slams media coverage as untrue and misleading, defends care and legal role. All right, this is two parts here. I'm going to tell you guys what Wendy Williams' Guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, is saying. But what a lot of people are not talking about, I haven't seen anybody cover this yet, is what the judge is actually saying. Not only is the Guardian against her, but so is the judge. I've been telling you guys this for the past week, and now there's an email apparently that got leaked out from the judge. Okay, so let's cover Sonia quickly. So a lawyer for Wendy Williams' Guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has pushed back against recent media reports calling them untrue, inaccurate, incomplete, and misleading. The attorney explained to TMZ that Morrissey did not create the guardianship. It was the judge who declared Wendy illegally incapacitated in August 2024 after her diagnosis of frontotemporal dementia. The lawyer clarified that Wendy has not been kept from her family and she can call or see them whenever she chooses. That's not what Wendy Williams says. However, Wendy claims she has not been allowed visitors since entering the assisted living facility, except for a few instances. The lawyer asserts Wendy is receiving excellent medical care, but admits she can only leave the 5th floor memory unit with permission. Finally, the lawyer warns false statements about Miss Williams, her condition, and the guardianship harm Wendy Williams and her interest and undermine protection created by the court for her health and welfare. that sounds a little bit like a threat to me. You know what I mean? False statements, false statements from Wendy Williams and her condition and her guardianship harm her interests. I don't know what he's trying to say. But before we get to the judge, I just want to give you guys a little bit more detail on what Sabrina Morrissey's lawyer said. So the court has unsealed the document. That's one thing that they didn't say. The reason why we haven't heard from Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy's guardian, all this time is that the courts didn't allow her to talk. That's part of the program. You're someone's guardian. You cannot talk publicly about them. Sabrina is, for weeks, has been saying, I want to talk. I want to talk. Wendy's talking to the media. I want to get to talk. She went and got a court order, and now the gag has been lifted off and she could speak. For those of you who are wondering why we haven't heard from Sabrina, okay? Second thing is Sabrina did not declare Wendy incapacitated. It was the court. Okay, we told you that in the article. 2022 and 2023, Wendy was examined by 2 different hospitals with an illness that gets worse over time, similar to dementia. Now, I don't know why they didn't say frontal temporal dementia there, but that is exactly what the wording says. Number 3, or number 4, don't remember which one I'm on, but she says, she lives in a place chosen by the court. Sabrina is saying, I did not choose these places. And she says, this is where medical professionals suggested that she lives. So Sabrina is saying, by the way, where she is, I have nothing to do with it. They put her in there. The medical professionals, I guess maybe the 2 hospitals that she was diagnosed at, or the court. Sabrina is saying she has nothing to do with it. They say that Sabrina has never stopped her from seeing her family, and that she has never stopped anybody from coming to see her. So she's never stopped her from going to see her family or coming in. She's alluding to the fact that Wendy is making all of that up. Also, she says that all of Wendy's money, anytime any of it is spent or moved or whatever, it all is done by the court system. Sabrina is saying she has nothing to do with Wendy's money. A lot of people have alluded to the fact that, she's after her money, she's getting paid. And yes, she's getting paid by the court system, but the fact is that her actual money, she has nothing to do with it, and that's the courts. Now, about Sabrina. Sabrina says that she didn't ask for this position. She didn't ask for this guardianship. She was given this guardianship, and this is a quote, because of her perfect and unblemished record. She wants that to be known. She was selected. She didn't ask for it. She was selected by the court and said, hey, this is a great guardian. She has a perfect and unblemished record. That's how she even got this job with Wendy. She also says that all of her directions are taken from the court. She's basically trying to say she's literally just a middleman. If the courts tell me, hey, you got to do this, no problem, I'll do this. If I have to do this, the court's got to do that. That's what she's saying. She's like, I'm literally just a middleman. The judge, the court says something, she does it. Those are her words. That's what she's saying. Now, Wendy's lawyers have answered back to Sabrina and Sabrina's lawyer. And Sabrina says that Wendy's lawyer says that although that Sabrina is appointed by the judge and the court, and the judge makes the decisions, that Sabrina is also allowed to ask for certain easing. So let's say she is put in the facility by the court. Sabrina is allowed to say, hey, we don't need her on the memory unit. She could go here. Or, hey, she is doing a lot better. Let's let her do this. So although that, yes, everything is mandated by the court, as a guardian, as a professional, somebody that has a perfect record and an unblemished record, you're allowed and trusted to make certain suggestions and conditions. And Wendy's lawyer is asking Sabrina's lawyer, well, how come you haven't done that? Since you're so unbiased, and since you haven't done anything wrong, why is Wendy on a unit that they admit she needs permission to leave and she's on a memory loss unit. And Wendy has been speaking out, and you could tell that she obviously has no memory loss. So Sabrina, even though you are covered with your points, and let's just be honest, she does make some valid points. There's a lot of things that I didn't even know about. However, there are some little things that are still, I say a little bit more than just a little. There are some things that we have questions for. Why is she on that unit? I told you guys yesterday when Wendy was at the hospital and Wendy was trying to get her lawyer there, why did Sabrina give Wendy's lawyer the wrong hospital name? Little things like that, you know what I mean? So anyways, that is it that we have to do with the lawyer, Sabrina. Let's go to the judge now. Wendy's guardianship judge reportedly wants her moved to a more restrictive facility, accused of retaliation for media interviews. Get a load of this. All right. The judge presiding over Wendy Williams' guardianship case is reportedly furious about the media mogul's recent string of interviews. According to TMZ, a leaked email from the judge revealed her reprimanding Wendy's lawyers after the TV icon spoke out in several interviews, calling her court-ordered guardianship a luxury prison, and insisted she is fully capable of managing her own affairs. Despite Wendy reportedly passing a mental competency exam earlier this week, the judge is said to be questioning her mental stability and is now demanding that she be moved to a new care facility, one with even more restrictions than the one that she is currently in, according to Wendy's legal team. In the leaked email, the judge allegedly wrote, "I have always contended that Wendy will be given the independence she can handle. I question how well she's handled the independence she has been given." She really doesn't like her talking. In another email, she reportedly added, "Tell your client that if she wants a jury, she should refrain from trying to poison the jury pool." Allegedly, the judge has not provided any specific reason for restricting Wendy from speaking to the press, but shared in her email, she needs to go back to the facility until a new facility can be found. Sources close to Wendy claim that the judge's order is pure retaliation for Wendy speaking up for herself to get out of the abusive guardianship. At this time, Wendy's lawyers have not publicly addressed the matter. Wow. So it kind of looks, and you guys be the judge of this, no pun intended, but it looks like the judge is really the one that we should be looking into, as well as Sabrina, but Sabrina and her lawyer kind of have some points. It's the judge who's really presiding over everything, and now we see that the judge is not happy with Wendy and is giving her threats. Hey, you want to keep talking? You're poisoning the jury pool, which is justified, but Wendy needs to do these things to even get to this point. You hear that all the time. That's why people and defense attorneys, and that's why even like Diddy they're trying to gag Diddy. You hear this with Donald Trump. You don't want to poison the jury pool. That is true. But if Wendy does not have a gag order, she's allowed to say whatever she wants. You cannot just make up something along the way. You have to gag somebody or not. And if they're not, Wendy could talk to whoever she wants to. You guys let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do we need to change our mindset about Sabrina, or do you think she's still in the wrong? Or do we set our sights on this judge and either get her removed? And like I have been saying this whole time, we need a trial by jury. I don't think the jury pool is tainted. And in this day and age, the media coverage and YouTubers and influencers or whatever, it's hard to not hear about stories anyway. So I still think a trial by jury is what Wendy needs. But now my sights are set on the judge. I want her out. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Keke Palmer asked Claressa Shields when she'll knock out Remy Ma. In a fun and playful moment on her podcast, Baby, This Is Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer asked undefeated boxer Claressa Shields when she plans to knock out rapper Remy Ma. The exchange happened during an episode featuring Shields and an actress where the trio shared laughs and discussed their respective careers. The comment came after Shields and Remy Ma had been involved in a bit of back and forth on social media, and Palmer seized the moment to ask her about it. The lighthearted jab added some excitement to the conversation, giving fans a glimpse into the fun dynamic between the three women. While all was in good spirits, the playful question sparked buzz online, leaving fans wondering if a celebrity boxing match might take place in the near future. Shields, known for her dominance in the ring, didn't shy away from the playful moment, making the podcast episode more entertaining for listeners. Here is a clip. Take a listen.
Now, when are you knocking Remy Ma out? Y'all know I had to bring that up, okay? Because the girls was tussling over the internet. I didn't know if she was going to get knocked out. I was scared.
I don't know why she had to be like, do that little Yo, Keke Palmer is hilarious, man. Anyway, so for those who don't know, Claressa Shields is now dating Papoose. Papoose was married and has a kid with Remy Ma. But also, for those of you who don't know, Remy Ma spent 6 years in jail for, you know what I'm saying? So, like, don't play. I know Claressa got them hands, but Remy Ma got them thangs. You know what I mean? So anyways, Claressa really didn't get involved in it. She went on to just talk about, hey, you know, it was a social media thing. Social media is not a real place, and kind of skated over the issue. But shout out to Keke Palmer for asking her. You definitely have to ask her that if you have her on the pod. But I like that Claressa just went on and started talking about her movie and the other things that she has accomplished, including winning 2 gold medals, right? She's an Olympian and an undefeated heavyweight champion. She is the female Mike Tyson. So shout out to Claressa Shields. Our second quick story. All right, this is a follow-up from yesterday. Yesterday, we told you guys about a story from Porsha Wiliams divorcing her husband, Simon, and she's from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I was like, hey, guys, I don't know too much about reality TV, but I'm going to try to start getting into it and covering it a little bit more. Now, after yesterday's show aired, I got this DM from somebody. I hid their names. I don't know if they want me to expose them, but they said this, and they wanted me to let you know, okay? Said, Trent, I hate when you don't have the real story. Porsha lied on her interview. That court date was about a prenup, not the end of the divorce. They are still on prenup. You just told wrong info. I hate that for you. And backstory, I believe it's her friend that just came back from Married to Medics that is telling her what to do and told her to call ICE on Simon. You, my boy. All right, so a couple of things here. 2 things. A, if I start out telling you guys the story saying, hey, I'm trying to do my best to give you guys reality TV information, but I don't know too much about it, give me some grace. 2, more importantly, if I play a clip of something that a celebrity says, this being Porsha, that she says, hey, Simon is detained by ICE. We were on our way to our final divorce meeting, and he wanted to be in person. And the fact that he asked for it to be in person, ICE met him there and they picked him up, and now our divorce is still not final. That is not untrue. That is not untrue. You're saying, Trent, I hate that you don't have the real story. She said, you just told wrong information. Au contraire. I told the information that Porsha is saying. I reported what Porsha said. Now, if it comes out that we have proof that she lied, then I will follow up and say, hey, there is proof, just like I'm doing now. But just because somebody told you something also doesn't make it proof. So I have to be very careful of what I say, right? We have a big platform here. So if a celebrity is saying something that's not true, we are not the ones who are lying. And that's why I always play the video. So you guys are not just hearing it from me. You heard Porsha say it in her own words.
Current status of your divorce from Simon.
I is still married.
You are?
Mm-hmm. It was about to be over, and then unfortunately he had been detained.
I don't watch reality TV with Real Housewives of Atlanta. We always joke and say, yeah, we're going to get a female co-host one day to cover those things. But like I said, I always do my due diligence and play videos so that you guys can hear what is up. So anybody else have anything to say about Porsha or Real Housewives of Atlanta? Let me know in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Vivica Fox celebrates getting a successful BBL at 60 years old. All right, so this is a post that came from 50 Cent, and I was like, Vivica Fox getting a BBL at 60 and then celebrating it? I'm like, something's got to be wrong. So then, of course, I went to the blogs and I saw this. Okay, Aunt Viv is giving body. She popped out to celebrate Vivica A. Fox's hair collection now being sold at Houston's beauty supply store. So any of you who are following 50 Cent or saw on some blog post that she was celebrating getting a BBL, nah, she was celebrating her hair care products getting in a store, and some blogs picked up the fact that she looks a little bit more plump in the behind area. Here is a little video. Well, here I'm putting up a picture. Hold on. Yeah, here's the picture first, and then you guys are seeing. Now here is a video of the actual celebration that 50 was pretty much trolling her for. Take a listen. Now, Vivica Fox has always been in the slim, thick realm, and it doesn't look like it's a little like extra thick back there. I won't lie. I love Vivica Fox. So I don't want to say anything bad about her, but I'm more surprised of like the other things that it looks like she has done. If you look at like her face from 15 years ago till now, like there's some other stuff that I feel is a little bit more alarming than this, but I will agree that the thighs are definitely not matching. But hey, Aunt Viv, you can do whatever you'd like. Well, it's funny that now she's Aunt Viv and she was on a show that had an Aunt Viv. Ooh, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Jeez, double entendre. I should have been a rapper. Our fourth quick story. You can now fly anywhere in Japan for free. All right, anyone want to go to Japan? This is for you. Free flights in Japan. The Japanese government is offering free domestic flights within Japan for travelers to the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines, Thailand, Mexico, China, Taiwan, and India. To qualify, you must book your international round trip and domestic flights at the same time through JAL, I guess was just Japanese airline. This promotion is designed to encourage travelers to explore beyond Japan's most popular cities. If you stay more than 24 hours at your domestic destination, $100 stopover fee is applied. Okay, I want to throw this in here because yesterday we told you about a story of Southwest Airlines. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Southwest Airlines, after 54 years of having free baggage, is now charging for baggage unless you're like super elite member. And people in Japan, you could go there and then fly all around Japan for free. But here in North America, we got to pay to bring a little bag on the plane. This is horrible, man. Anyway, just shout out to Japan. I know we have a little bit of a viewing audience in there. I don't remember what it is, like our 6th or 7th place. But shout out to Japan. I love Japan. I've been there twice, I think. Beijing's in China. Tokyo. I went to Tokyo and Osaka. I think those are Japan. Yeah, Tokyo and Osaka. So shout out. One of my top 3 places in the world. That's how dope Japan is. So if you want to get out, get away from the fees and get some free flights, go to Japan. Tell them that Trent Out Loud sent you. Our 5th quick story. Former NFL star Lebron Bell's attorney denies claims after judge grants his cousin $25 million in a default judgment over an SA case. Yes, another SA case. Former NFL baller Lebron Ball's attorney is denying a family member's claim that he SA'd her from years ago. She was awarded a default judgment for $25 million. Per TMZ TV, his cousin said in the lawsuit last year that Bell has been SAing her for years, and it continued through decades, even when she attended Michigan State University and when he returned from Ohio during his college years and beyond, and also into his NFL years. His cousin submitted her complaints to the courts on March the 22nd, 2024, and in October 2024, a judge issued a default judgment in her favor, ruling that Lebron Bell was served according to the law and failed to move, plead, or otherwise appear to this action. Reports said that a jury determined the damages 2 weeks ago and that his cousin was awarded $25 million. Bell was not present during the verdict. His attorney spoke out about the judgment and saying, "My client adamantly denies any and all allegation that has been lodged against him. Further, he has never been served with a civil complaint or any documents." He also said his client is not living in Ohio when he was served. This sounds like such a weird case to me. If he hasn't been served, then why would a jury award her the $25 million? Sometimes what happens in court cases when somebody is served, they try to pretend like they weren't served to try to ignore it. And if it's ignored, then sometimes the case gets thrown out. In this case, the judge, they were able to prove somehow to the judge that he was served. Normally you ever see in movies where it's like, they'll roll up on somebody and be like, "Hey, I have a pizza to order you, a pizza order for you." And they open up the pizza and it's, "You've been served." They take a picture. It's like, proof you've been served. Once you've been served, you cannot deny that you haven't been served, right? Because there's proof of it. And that person or that picture or video is your proof. If he didn't show up and gets awarded the money, and this is what's missing out of this, where is the proof that he didn't get served? That's what's missing. So anyways, we'll follow up on this. This is kind of bubbling. I think everything with Jay-Z and Diddy is kind of maybe taking over the headlines. And I just keep on hearing a little bit about this. That's why I wanted to throw it in quick news. But I'm sure more things will come about. And even if they don't prove it, when you have a default judgment and now you're like, "Oh, I have this default judgment. Now I know about it." All he has to do is say, "Hey, I never knew about it. There was no video. There's no nothing. Now I know about it." He's going to just show up and deny it. And then I guess a jury will have to look at the proof and then hopefully get the $25 million thrown out if she has no proof. And remember, this is civil. This is not criminal. And civil, the bearing of proof is a lot lower. But she got awarded because he wasn't served. We'll find it out. I've made a couple of calls. But if I figure it out, I will let you guys know tomorrow. Our sixth quick story. Ice Spice wants y'all to know that she's thick again. That's it. Ice Spice is making it known that she's thick again. Y'all like Spice thick or thin? Here's a video. Take a listen. Okay, obviously we had to change the audio, but the song is "Want to Get Thick, I Got Thick Again," etc., etc. And we also had to cover it up because this is YouTube and this is a family show. So, shout out to Ice Spice. I actually do prefer her like this. I thought she got a little bit too on the slim side, personally, just my opinion. But I'm always on the side of, whatever you like. You know what I mean? And that's more what it's kind of rubbing me the wrong way a little. Like if you want to exercise, diet, and have to yourself be a certain way, then that is what you should do. But I also understand on the flip side, she's an entertainer. People were dragging her for it, saying, "Hey, this is not how you came out." But, you got to give them a grain of salt a little bit and kind of understand entertainers. You want people to accept you for the way that they kind of like met you-ish, kind of. But whatever. I hope that she found a happy medium and she's healthy. But just want to let you all know, Ice Spice is thick again. All right, so we have finally made it to my favorite segment, comments of the day. All right, my first comment is from Reese's World. She says, "Trent, I would like to say I really love your show, but you really freaking sucks for you not to play that R. Kelly. So I had to go listen to it 5 times and it was excellent. And if you talk your ish about him, you need to be talking ish about the mothers who allowed him to do it. Have a great day." All right, Reese's World. Because of you and a couple of people in the comment section, I'm actually going to talk about R. Kelly in social discussion of the day. But for now, I would, first of all, thank you for your comment. Second of all, try to say where you're from in your comments, please. Third of all, I'm not saying if the parents were right or wrong. I think it's a little tough to blame the parents. I understand in some circumstances it was like, why parents are you leaving your kids around just because somebody's promised you a record deal? I totally understand it. But more importantly, their parents aren't making music about the things they used to do. So I don't have to not listen to the parents' music. And if the parents put out music and it had something to do with this, I wouldn't listen to them either. So this is not me calling out R. Kelly. This is me saying, I personally, Trent, don't want to listen to R. Kelly's music. And I don't want to play R. Kelly's music on my show. And I feel like I should have that right. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. All right. The next comment is from Laidman Sims. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. Or is it Landon? Yeah, Landon Sims. I will continue to fly with Southwest. Totally agree with you. They are very awesome and efficient. I recently went on a Carnival Celebrity Cruise. They had a moment wall. I gave Trent Out Loud a shout out. They loved it. Awesome job. Keep up the good work, Papa Sims. Yo, shout out Papa Sims, man. Thank you very much for the shout out. And I totally agree with you. I would still continue to fly Southwest. I think even with the bag check, they're still going to be good prices. And like you said, they're reliable and they're an efficient airline. So agree with you. And again, thanks for the comment. I would really like to know where you're from. What city, what state are you in? Papa Sims. All right. Veronica says, you are very interesting. You are a very interesting presenter. I like your drama and good sense of humor. Your podcast gets me through the day. Veronica, thank you very much. Again, try to let me all know where you guys are from. But Veronica, thank you. That's exactly my favorite comments to get. That's why we do a daily podcast. We're here to just wake you up, get you on your way to work or even at work, working out, whatever. So glad to hear that. BX Chef says, the Philadelphia Eagles have every right to go to the White House. Going to the White House does not mean they 100% support the president. This is also an opportunity to discuss any concerns one may have directly to the current president. Nothing ever gets done by not being in the room where it happens. My perspective as an independent Bronx native currently in SC. All right. I know exactly who this is. I know you DM me sometimes, but I don't want to call out your name in case you don't want it out there. So we'll just go as the chef, the BK chef. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you for letting me know where you're from. And also fully agree with you. I said that a couple of episodes ago when we were talking about it. A couple of people dragged me in the comment section saying Donald Trump is never going to listen to you and you can't go there and talk to him. Well, not going there and not talking to him, that's for sure means that he's not going to hear you and going to talk to you. I would rather be up in there and, like I said, do some sort of a boycott where you wear a shirt, wear a hat with a message, and when you're up on the podium and the cameras are rolling, say something to the president, say something about the president, do something. The fact of you just not going, yes, that is one way to protest, and I don't disagree with it. All I'm saying is that I think it is better to go to a place and have these conversations. The whole Civil Rights Act was built off of that, right? That's what Martin Luther King did. I understand Malcolm X had his own way, but also Malcolm X spoke, went and had discussions and got legislation passed with the president of the United States. So I agree with you, Chef. All right, next we're going to go to Wayne X. He says, yo, Trent, you done created your own word for 2025. Uninformation. Big up yourself, my yard brother. Wayne, thank you so much for calling me out. I know in my head when I said uninformation, what was I talking about? I can't remember the story. Oh, I think it was about the influencer Alicia in Mexico, and I was talking about YouTubers, and I was like, yo, uninformation. I even heard it back after, and I was like, I wonder if anyone's going to catch that. I'm sure someone's going to call me out, but I love when you guys call me out, so thanks a lot, Wayne. Uninformation. That's a Trent Out. Somebody said a couple of weeks ago, we're going to start a Trent Out Loud dictionary. That's because I mispronounce words all the time. I think this is the first time I totally made up a word. But yeah, you got the point, what I was saying, right? So maybe we should call up Webster and put it in. All right. Jenny says, Angie Stone, not India Irie. And you said that with your chest, that Trent Out Loud and wrong. You lost some cool points, but I still love you from Texas. All right, Jenny, thank you for letting me know where you're from. Somebody else said this in the comment section too. I don't want to go back and watch the whole show, but I don't even remember talking about Angie Stone. And I said India Irie, but I meant Angie Stone. Can't remember what it was about. Anyways, I mix up names all the time. Not an excuse, but don't let it take away some cool points. It's not that I didn't know who I was talking about. I just made a mistake and mixed them up. Trust me, I do it all the time. You probably just only caught that one, but I will say two people's different names. It's, it's the dyslexia sometimes. Anyways, Ronnie and Sandra, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ronnie and Sandra says, Trent, thank you so much for the daily videos. My mom and I, Sandra, watch every episode. She's in Chicago and I'm in NC, which is North Carolina. Come on, raise up. You have become an unofficial member of our family. Yo, Rodney, Sandra, your posts are one of discussion we use to connect. Thank you. Yo, Rodney and Sandra, shout out to y'all. Y'all know I'm super close with my mom. My mom watches every single one of my podcasts. I love that, man. I love that. I love that I'm an unofficial part of your family. Y'all are an unofficial part of my family too, all right? And I really want to come out to North Carolina. And did you say Chicago? Did you say your mom's in Chicago? Yo, I think I said this a couple of podcasts ago. Chicago is my second favorite, maybe my third favorite city, maybe of all times. Like, anyways, I don't want to call it out because I don't want to bias anybody, but yo, they're top five. I love Chicago. When I went out there to model, I remember the first day I was out there, I literally walked around Chicago for 14 hours. I took pictures, did everything. So beautiful, man. So shout out to Chicago, shout out to North Carolina, and shout out to you guys for bonding over the Trent Out Loud podcast. That is music to my ears. We always try to pick stories that are balanced, that are fair, that cover a wide range so that everybody could watch. I love hearing couples watching and now mom and sons watching. Music to my ears. We're going to end it off there. Thank you, Rodney and Sandra. All right, we are at social discussion of the day, and today's social discussion is R. Kelly. We know he's been canceled, but we'll admit it. We really miss hearing this man's music. All right. One thing we're going to do at Welcome to the Culture is separate the music from the man. We cannot stop playing this man's music. Say what you want, but ain't nobody else seeing R. Kelly in a verses. We cannot let them erase great black music. All right. We're not going to play the black card here, okay? Like, R. Kelly erased his own music. So I've talked about R. Kelly a bunch of times on the show. I think it was yesterday or maybe it was on Tuesday's episode where actually it's been 2 times this week. On Monday, he called into a podcast and he was singing to 2 women and they were all giddy, like, hi, how are you? And I was like, ugh, gross. And then he actually released a track and from prison, a Chris Brown remix or sample or whatever. And then you guys see, even there was somebody in the comment section that was like, hey, Trent, I can't believe you didn't play the whole song. You only played a snippet of it. And she wasn't the only one. There was a couple of people. One person said, Trent, if you want to say something negative about R. Kelly, maybe it's better you don't talk with him or you don't talk about him. And first of all, I disagree with that. I should be able to talk about whoever I want and say, if I like it or not like it or whatever. This is an opinion and you guys have your right to your own opinion. So I'm not going to not talk about something if I don't agree with it, A. And B, I really want you guys to think if we should be really playing R. Kelly's music. Here's 2 things. When you play R. Kelly's music, he profits off it. So it's not just, hey, I'm playing his music, because people don't have I still have R. Kelly albums, but let's be real right now. No one's digging up in their old CDs and playing R. Kelly in CD players, right? You're going on Spotify, you're going on Apple Music or whatever, and you're playing R. Kelly. So he makes money off of that. And 2, should somebody be profiting and making money singing about things that he did that were illegal. Now, I can't even talk about the things that R. Kelly did because the video will get flagged on YouTube. Just for a second, Google R. Kelly's crimes and what he was convicted for. I think you guys are forgetting. Like, just not only the ages and what he did, just go back and look at to the extent of the things he did to them. Keeping them in rooms and stuff, like only allowing them to do things in buckets, no bathroom time, just buckets in a room. Like, guys, this is craziness. Like, how could you know? And how could you know that and listen to his music? Again, not faulting you. I'm just saying I cannot make those kind of separations. I just can't. Somebody also said in a comment, said, hey, if you're going to have those kind of words for R. Kelly, keep that same energy for Drake. Now, how could you compare Drake to R. Kelly? Drake has been accused by Kendrick Lamar and some other people of doing some questionable things like text messages, okay? There has been no other sort of proof other than a text message where, you know, he was saying like, man, I was checking on an actress and like, hey, what's up or whatever, blah, 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 right? Or something he did on stage. That's all we know about Drake. How could you compare that to somebody who went through a court system and was convicted, somebody who we saw on videotape doing things? I don't understand how you can make that correlation because Kendrick Lamar says something about somebody in a rap battle and you compare that to R. Kelly. Anyways, today's social discussion is, should we be playing R. Kelly's music? Should we be supporting R. Kelly? Because that's what it means by playing his music. You are supporting him. By me playing his whole song there, like that girl said, wow, I played it 5 times. It's an amazing song. And by the way, I never said that it wasn't bad. I never said that R. Kelly is not talented, that he still doesn't have amazing vocals. I didn't say that, but I know if I say that, that reminds people, just like that article I read, and you're like, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Step in the Name of Love. That was great. Oh, this, I Believe I Could Fly. Oh, and then you go back. Oh, Ignition, You Remind Me. And then you're like, whoa, yo, you know, TP2.com. Like I have all of R. Kelly's albums. He was one of my favorite artists ever. But I'm not supporting somebody that did that. And this article is saying about, oh, let's not do that to Black music. All the people who he did that to were Black women. So let's protect Black women before we're thinking about protecting Black music from somebody who did and incriminated his own self for years. Not one time, 2 time, years. Multiple people. Go back and watch the documentaries. Google. Look at R. Kelly's history, and then you want to come talk to me about Black music? What about protecting Black women? Multiple of them. Again, totally fine. Y'all know how I am. I always see things from both sides. If you can separate that from the man, be my guest. Play it all you want. It's just not going to be played on this podcast, on this YouTube channel by me. There'll be no support. I have a niece, I have a mother, I have a sister, and I do not play that. It's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, let's bring back some positive vibes after all that R. Kelly-ness. Question of the day. If you could master any skill instantly, what would it be? All right, first answer is numbers in my head. Okay, I need a little bit more context. I could see how that could be good, but I need some more context. Somebody said the stock market, you master that, and then the world is yours. Very good point. But just because you master it doesn't mean that you can't lose. But I understand what you're trying to say, but just because you master something doesn't mean you can't lose. Day trading, stock market, unlocking the other 10% of my brain power. That is the best answer. That is so good. Did y'all know that we only use 10% of our brain capacity? And some don't even use 10. I'm sure y'all know that. But yeah, there's another 90% that we can't tap into. I think somebody's going to figure that out at some point one day. Somebody says appearing and disappearing in bank vaults. Appearing and disappearing in bank vaults. That's what I love about question of the day, man. Y'all always make me laugh. Somebody says counting cards. I just need one night at the casino. Very good point, although it's not legal, but hey. Somebody says being able to read people's minds. Ooh, that's a good one. You see, that's way better than the stock market. We got to think like globally. Like there's a lot of things that you could do when you could read someone's minds, you know? Somebody says speaking every language. Okay, that's cool, but what real benefit are you going to get from that? You know what I mean? Like I don't really see, I mean, it's your answer, but I don't know what benefit you get from that. Skills to create wealth and generational wealth. I guess, but it's just a little vague. We needed to drill down a little bit. Somebody says a surgeon and a strong stomach. What? Okay. Somebody says the stock market, the Kendrick Lamar dance at the Super Bowl. That's hilarious. And by the way, some of you do need to learn that skill because I see that challenge online and half of y'all can't even do it properly. And Kendrick Lamar ain't even that much of a great dancer and y'all are really not getting it. Anyways, that's really funny. Okay, I can't say that. Doing my own hair. Hey, if that's what you want, your own prerogative. Somebody said manifestation, playing the piano, braiding, Spanish, being a chef, manipulation and mind control. Why would you want to have a skill to manipulate people? It's not nice. Continue trusting myself. I can see how that'd be nice. Total recall of everything I've read. Woof, that'd be dope. That would be dope. That would be super dope. Of everything all the time. Or somebody else said coding, content creating, skating, doing my hair, trading. I can't say that. Stocks. It seems like the biggest one is stocks. But like I said, just because you've mastered stocks doesn't mean that you can't lose money. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. What is your answer? One skill right away that you can master. What would it be? All right, this brings us to sports news. Stephan A Smith is still in the news and he's still in the headlines talking about LeBron James. This man just signed a $100 million contract and he can't get over this LeBron James thing. I've said 2 episodes ago that I wasn't talking about this, and I've talked about it 2 more times after because he will not get out the news. And he's going out bad. You know what he's saying now? I thought LeBron was weak. This is what he said. Take a listen.
What do you make of LeBron confronting you in the aftermath of that situation?
I thought it was weak. I thought it was some bullshit. But
No, I'm not going to let you go on with that but. No, Stephan A. Smith, no. If you wanted to say it was BS, if you wanted to say that it was weak, say it on the court. Say it to that man's face. Because LeBron wasn't weak. He came and he said something to you, which I don't agree with what he said to you. I do not. But the way how he came to you was not weak because he came to your face. One little asterisk is it was in front of millions of people. And if you really wanted to step to me where something could go down, step to me in the hallways or where there's not a bunch of cameras. Point is that he did still step to you, though. He stepped to you where he could. You are weak for not saying anything to him there. And what makes you even weaker, Stephan A. Smith, is you going on First Take the next day saying, I didn't want to talk about this. I didn't want to say anything about it. But because it's gone viral, the bosses at ESPN told me I have to talk about it. So I'm going to address it. That's weak, one. Because you all know that no bosses at ESPN could make you do anything like that. Stop it, okay? You've been there 30 years. You just signed a contract. You're the executive producer of the show. Stop it. Lastly, if you are going to say something and you chose not to say something at the arena and then you chose to say something on First Take, say he's weak there at First Take the first time you address the issue. Why a week later, after you said, the person who came to me was a father, it wasn't LeBron, the basketball player. He was a father. Then you go that same Friday and you go on your podcast and you say, I understand this, blah, blah, blah. And now because you're getting all this backlash and people are saying you're weak and punking you and doing all of this stuff, now you're like, yeah, yo, I thought that was some BS, man. Yo, this is weak. And Stephen, man, come on. And I love you and I have mad respect for you. You are a legend. You are everything, man. Like, shout out to you. But I think this is maybe the 10th time I've dragged you on my show. Like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, just, you do not have to do this. You are a legend. Like, you are the Jay-Z of the rap industry. Take some cues from Jay. You don't have to be doing all this talking. You're a legend, a full legend. You just signed a $100 million 5-year contract. The things that Stephan A Smith does, he doesn't need to do. Just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me on my Thursday show. I'm dancing because I'm in a good mood. You know why? Because the next show I do is going to be a Friday. I promise not to yell it only on Fridays, but I could still, add a little spice to it. I can't ever just say Friday. Like, it's Friday. You know what I mean? You got to put like, yo, what day is it? Yo, it's Friday. It's party time, yo. Anyways, thank you so much for kicking with me on this Thursday episode. I'm excited to see y'all tomorrow. But before I let you go, I got to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. Now, for those of you who are listening or used to listening on YouTube platforms and you're taking a flight to Japan or you're going on Southwest with now your paycheck luggage and you want to know how you can listen to the Trent Out Loud podcast if you don't have access to YouTube and the internet? Well, guess what? We're available on all podcast platforms. You can just download the episode and take us with you. Just go to any podcast platform and type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. Now, vice versa, this message is for all my podcast listeners. Thank you so much for listening to the show on podcast platforms. Love y'all. However, I have a little bit of a request. Try to come over and watch us on YouTube. It's such a different experience over here. We have a great community. All the comments that I read to you are comments from YouTube. We're building a cool community over here. So come on over here. And it's also just nice to see the video. You see me animated. You play the videos and show you guys some pictures. It's a vibe. Come on over. Just go over to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to comment and also say where you are from, what state, which country, where you're at. We are global and we like to know where everybody is at. And if you really like the show, please share it because it helps in growing the channel. Lastly, for those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all platforms. Just type in Trent Out Loud. You'll find me. I'll see you for tomorrow's Friday show. I exaggerated the show, not the Friday. That was hard for me. I'll see you for Friday show. Have a great day. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!